Hello. How have you been? Here she is. Wait for it. Ugh. Ta-da! Hi. It's been a hot, long minute since we've gone live. I don't think we've gone live since May. Listen, I'm going to take this little link over here. Here we go. And I'm going to, well, I guess it's live on Facebook. So there you go. You should see it. How you been? Tell me something good. Bow, bow. Well, I'm Mia. This is Gidget. How's your summer? Today's the 14th. Yeah, it's the 14th. Yes. Yesterday was magical 13th. It was Rebecca's birthday. Happy birthday, Rebecca. I don't know where my tuning fork is. So if you're tuning in for that, I'll have to send you one privately. So comment. Would you like a private tuning fork message from me? Comment here. If you're here, comment, right? Hi, Lynn. Hey, Jerry. How are you? Listen, Jerry's company, Code Blue Computing, has kept me from pulling every last strand of hair out. Every last strand of formerly blonde, formerly natural blonde, now blonde hair out of my head. Jerry, post a link to Code Blue Computing. I had this monthly program with them, and then they just come in and fix all the weird stuff that I do to my computer. Say, for instance, oh, I don't know, like, why isn't my computer doing this? Why does my microphone turn off? All things. I just roll in there, and I know they come in. They're like, oh, Mia's on the phone. Mm-hmm. Cybersecurity. I'm going to put your business on the highway, Jerry. I really want you to start doing Talk Nerdy to Me again, because it's so good. She gives you all the latest of what's going on in cybersecurity, computer hacks, all that stuff. And there's a lot of shit out there, right? Hi, Lynn. Hi, beautiful. How have you been? Yes. Okay. I will tuning fork you after. I will fork you. Oh, God. I got to stop. I got to stop and take that one in. Whew. My goodness. I will fork you later. Excellent. Good to see you. John Giovanni Preto. Let me say it again. John Giovanni Preto. Blab hubby. Way back in the day, yay. Yes. Heart you so much. Seriously, I walk in and they have such a delightful staff. And I know they literally are like, oh, I'm a source of entertainment for them. Yay. Talk Nerdy to Me is coming back next week. Love that. Thank you, darling. Randy says, hi, Randy. How are you, sweetie? Today's your friend Haley's birthday. Sent her a cocktail recipe book and a wine theme card. That is a good friend. That means she is Cancer, almost Leo season. We have the Sirius, as in Sarius, and not Sirius XM, but Sirius like the constellation situation. We're in the 777 portal that started, last Friday on 7/7. And then we also have the 8/8 portal, Lionsgate. That's coming up too. Oh, wait, hold on. Kevin's in the house. Hi, love. Charlotte wants to know if Chris Cunningham is there. She thinks he's dreamy. He is dreamy. Thank you, darling. I think Kevin's dreamy. I think you're dreamy. But yeah. I love it. Oh my God. I love you all. I miss you so much. How's the family? How's my guy? Huh? How are the kids? They're doing so well. Oh, seriously. Hey, we're going to be in Champaign for my 40-year reunion. Central High School, class of 83. We're going to be there in September. I'm bringing Chris. Rival high school, by the way. It's going to be fun. Chris is class of 82, Centennial. He's a good man. He is dreamy. Thank you, darling. You guys are so cute. So let's see what's happening. And Gidget, can you tell us what's happening? She's been with Papa for a few weeks. Sis, yes, she's side-eyeing the shit out of me. Listen, she is... I've been on a kick. So I am a couple announcements. Let's see. I am bringing back Shit We Don't Talk About podcast. I took a little break. I had Corbin Knight Dixon on a couple weeks ago. Gosh, a couple months ago. Let me just tell the truth. I got telling myself. And he talked about far right fairy tales. It was amazing. And then, Heather's here. Hi, darling. Heather is just the keeper doer of all things amazing. Heather, could you post a link to what you have going on? I know you have a private group, but I would love for you to post the link. She keeps me spiritually tuned, doesn't she? So does. Right. Anywho, so shit we don't talk about is coming back. I just interviewed an amazing young man here in Denver. He has been in the drag scene since he was 13. So don't talk to me about grooming because he does it willingly. He also has something called Dragutante, which is a 501c3 here in Denver and helps that throws a annual ball so that kids, if they want to come in and dress up and do their whole thing, they can. His stage name is Ophelia Peaches, and I cannot wait for you to hear this interview. It's so amazing. You'll get to hear this young man who is quite the advocate, and look for him to really be making some changes. Anyway, so that's coming up on Shit We Don't Talk About. Gidget loves you. Thank you. Again, yeah, Heather, post your links. Y'all post your links to whatever you've found entertaining or that you really like. We have been traveling. Well, I've been traveling. You have not been, but I've been traveling a ton. I know. Don't give me that look. And she's been staying with Papa. I've been down with Chris in Tampa, which has been lovely. I cannot tell you how many times in the last couple weeks I've run into people that are like, "Are you moving? Don't move to Florida." I'm like, "I'm not moving to Florida, but I'm going to be with Chris quite a bit. He's going to be here, and then we're going to New York together in a couple weeks. I'm doing that project in Midtown Manhattan. Listen, y'all, that project was supposed to be done in May, and I'll be there a lot. So my New York City friends, I'll be there. If you would like a tuning fork, I will be happy to message you after the show. I actually have my cards with me today, though. Divine Feminine, Megan Watterson. I love her. Watterson. The Divine Feminine Oracle. Here's what I thought was so interesting in talking with Jameson yesterday. One thing he said that he absolutely loves, first of all, the name he picked, his stage name, Ophelia, of course, comes from Shakespeare, which I adore. And he said something so interesting when we were speaking the other day. He said when he is doing drag, he feels like he's the extroverted version of his female side, his feminine side. That, by the way, is a good truth. We all have the masculine and feminine sides, which has nothing to do with body parts. So everybody calm your tits. Speaking of tits, Mama got hers checked this week, didn't she? You have 7. I have 2. I got my 2 teats checked. I went to this really amazing place called Her Scan, and it is more of a oh gosh, what's it called? It's not a panini squish. I'll just say that. It's a little pricey. It was about 285. And I don't think it's covered under insurance, but it's more of like of an ultrasound kind of thing than the boob squish. Got some pretty good results. Happy about that. So oh, Heather, you love these cards? Randy, I got you. I will fork you later. Sorry. Woo, I'm easily amused. Look at this girl. Oh, hi, Kenneth. How are you, darling? Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Yay, it's nice to see you. Oh, you always have the best comments. Kevin, the weekend is. Oh no, I can tell you. We're flying into Chicago on like I think the 13th, and the reunion. This is September. Is the weekend of like the 15th. There's a Penn State game that weekend at the U of I. There's a Central Centennial game on Friday night, and I believe that would be it's in about 2 months. Hi, Katie. Katie, well, baby. Hi, love. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, the weekend of the 15th of September. So be there, be square. I better see y'all. Yeah, so I'll be bringing Chris, and then like Chris and my dad and I are going to go to the Central Centennial game on Friday night. You know, my dad went to Central as well. All this stuff too. Yeah, the Penn State game. Actually, we're all going to be tailgating the Central folks too. So it's going to be part of the reunion. I'm pretty psyched about it. Katie, I missed you too. How have you been? How's everybody been? Just pop in and tell me what you're all up to. Let me pop. Yeah, definitely love those cards. Kenneth, love it. Yep, September 15th. Katie, Bo Beatty. I missed you too. So yay. And let's see whoever else wants a tuning fork after the show. Fork you later. Thanks, Katie. You know what I've been doing? Thanks, Slav. I've been getting a little bit of sun, but wearing a lot of sunblock and then just using sunless tanner because, it makes you feel, sexy. Hee hee hee. You sexy mother. Mm-mm. Right? All right, let me read you this card. This is what I pulled for you. I'm just getting right into it. I want you to be Gidget in your next life too. I want to be Gidget too. Although I want to be Gidget, but not as mad. Although I guess I'm that version of Gidget because I do get a little feisty. Mm. Anywho, look at Dakini. Dakini. Did I pull this one before? Do you feel like I did? The enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. I know I want somebody to hold me like this too. Christopher Dale, when you watch the replay, can we replay this, please, sir? Thanks, honey. He's a tall glass of water, that Christopher. Just saying. He could probably pull it off. All right. Listen here. Listen up. Dakini. Man, I love how that sounds. Dakini is not a bikini. 130. Okay, right? Is that page 130? All right, look at here. Dakini, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. Check her out. I trust my intuition to guide me. All right. Dakini is the embodiment of a feminine wisdom that goes beyond reason or the intellect. Translated into Tibetan as sky goer. She is a tantric priestess and a female manifestation of wisdom. She is elusive, playful, and ultimately defies definition. Sounds like me. Elusive, playful. Definitely defined definition. Yeah, girlfriend, don't agree with that. She represents the enlightened feminine principle of non-duality that transcends gender. Can you believe I just pulled that card after having this discussion about my guest on shit we don't talk about? She contains a sharp, quick, and uncompromising energy that can feel radical, wild, and free. Woo, this sounds like a lot of you out there. As a space dancer and a skygoer, the Dakini has left the rigid boundaries of Earth and the laws of gravity. She's about the limitlessness of the sky, and because of all this, possibilities are open to her. In Tibetan Buddhism, she represents. Hold on. She represents the inner realm as a meditation deity, the outer realm as a tantric yogini, and the mundane realm as a woman who teaches spiritual truth. Mundane realm, who teaches spiritual truths in each moment of her everyday life. She holds the golden tantric staff as a symbol of the ultimate. Oh, that's what she's holding. Look at that. Yeah, I'd like to be friends with her too. Don't you think that this would be somebody that Jonah Hill would tell his girlfriend she can't be friends with anymore? Look at the tongue too. She's just passed out. And listen, if you're over on Gidget's page commenting, come over to my page because I won't be able to see your comments. I wish I could. She can appear as a messenger, a guide, or as a protector, and she is known for being unruly. Hello, in whatever she does, because the ordinary rules of conduct do not apply to her. What the fuck? All right, look at Dakini. It is. No man rules her. And a taste of freedom is what she wants to give most of all of us. When your soul selects this card, all right, that means that the task will be accomplished. Whatever it is you're currently working on, a project, an answer, a decision. Who needed this today? Who needed this? At a project to answer a decision, she will help you see through to the other side in whatever form you need most, as a playful angelic presence, as a taskmaster to help you maneuver through what's hard. That's what she said. Or as a messenger with the wisdom that's needed for you to take that next step. But with the Dakini, the answer and the way forward is not with the intellect. She is the embodiment of feminine intuition. Man, I talk about this a lot. She reminds you that you have an innate power to know instinctively what's best for you now. The Dakini means it's not going to be a straight and clear yes or no. With the Dakini, it's the third option. She reminds us that there's something out there beyond yes or no, and even right or wrong. There's something your gut will tell you if you can be expansive enough to hear the answer. Folks, who needed this? Hello. Hi, Krista. How are you, love? Oh, I love seeing your face and your message out there in the world. Hi, Ramiro. Nice to see you. There's something your gut will tell you if you can be expansive enough to hear the answer. She is not bound by the usual or by the expected. She will allow you to come up with the unthinkable, the most imaginative, and the most brilliant outcome possible. Who needed this? Raise your hand. You did. Here's your meditation. What is my intuition telling me in this moment? Here's your intention. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. I'm going to just hang up the broadcast right now. I can't say anything else that's going to top that. I cannot, ma'am. I cannot, ma'am. Is what's your intuition telling you? What are your teats telling you? Do your teats remember the girl in Mean Girls? Oh, it tells me that it's going to rain. And my intuition tells me something else. Oh, Krista, I knew you'd have something to come up and to comment. Thank you. Right. As a woman connected to her feminine energy, we can see all things. You, Mama Spirit, woof. Tell you what, preach that gospel. Man, that was good. I need a cigarette. Right? Mm. Listen, time to really pay attention to the divine feminine, right? Stop thinking that it's this gendered construct, right? Or constraint, I should say. Listen, I also came up with another idea. Look at here. I'm going to I am going to start another podcast. Blame Drew Linsalata on this one. So if you know me, one of the things that I do a lot is I do what's called low grade obsessed. I'll be like, oh my God, have you heard about XYZ? I'm low grade obsessed. When the whole Elizabeth Holmes scandal came out, low grade obsessed. Absolutely. There's just stuff I get really, really crazy about. Rachel Hollis and what a garbage individual she is. Oh my word. I could not get enough of that. Anything to do with toxic positivity. I just want to punch people in the chesticle, right? Hi, cousin. Miss you too, cousin. I'm going to be in Champaign the weekend of September 14th. Be there, be square. I'll see you then. Absolutely. Cousin's been on my podcast as well too. So anyway, low grade obsessed. That's the phrase that I use. LGO. And there's a lot that I get really, really, it's just basically like a rabbit hole. So Drew's like, hey, he just looks and he sees that the URL low grade obsessed is still open. So of course I go and buy it right away. Mike Wade is here. Where you been? How about non-toxic spiritivity? Absolutely, sir. That is acceptable. I love that picture of your pup. That's super cute. Look at this bitty. Look at this bitch here. I know that's what I said. Anywho, so I found out that Low Grade Obsessed was open. And so now I'm going to start a podcast where I just basically talk about what's going on in the world. For instance, this week I'm going to rant about this person named Colleen Ballinger, also AKA Miranda Sings. Now, I don't have kids, and so I didn't really know who she was until it came up of she's a garbage bell. And it is just this rabbit hole labyrinth shit show of a craziness. This YouTube person that I just still cannot figure out how this woman has stayed relevant. Let me have a cocktail. Hold on. That's what she said. Anyway, how this woman has stayed relevant and has made millions of dollars. Netflix gave her a special. She is a child groomer. She's awful. Anyway, stay tuned because I'm going to talk about her. Probably going to talk about Jonah Hill. Talk about using the words to say boundaries. I don't know if you just Google Jonah Hill and his ex-girlfriend's text, and don't at me that you're all butthurt that she put her text out. There's no NDA. There was no HIPAA. She's more than welcome to put the text out of he's being a garbage individual, and he was, and he tried to use his holding my boundaries thing. Again, this is why Dakini seems like Jonah Hill would not want his girlfriend hanging out with Dakini. I'm just saying. So Google those, fall down the rabbit hole with me. It's going to be excellent. I have a couple other podcasts that feed my soul with all this different types of juicy rabbit hole types of things. One is called Scamfluencers, which is just wildly, wildly entertaining. I listen to that on Spotify. Super, super fun. Hello, Krista. Speak on that. Now, here's where my little warning bells, she says, who would have thought he seemed so soft, right? Here's where my warning bells have gone off about him. One, everybody went on and on and on and on about his Netflix special, which was him and his therapist. Started to watch it, and I was like, I don't need to see two mediocre white guys talking for 2 hours. And if you're a friend of mine and you're a white guy, you're not that. So just calm down, everybody. Anyway, that was one. And then I also saw, yeah, I don't, right? She says she never watched it. Then I also saw, now I love Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert, is a wonderful podcast, also on all the channels. And he is surprisingly incredibly astute and very well versed in a lot of topics. And I love his guests. He has a lot of really interesting guests. And so I kind of took a chance because generally I don't like the interviews that he does with celebrities. I like the interviews he does with, intelligent scientists and people that are out there kind of making a difference in the world. Let me pull this up real quick. So it is called, Armchair Expert. And yeah, he does a lot of really great and very long form interviews as well too. So let's see. Yeah, he did one. Lizzie Kaplan I would watch. James Comey, I would actually listen to that one too. He's done some really, really great ones. There's a gentleman named Michael Waldman that talked about the Supreme Court, the not so Supreme Court. Good Lord. What is it? What's the meme out there? I've had burritos that are more supreme than this Supreme Court. Gretchen Rubin was delightful. Also, Shonda Rhimes was a really, really good one as well. I did skip Paris Hilton because I just can't. But anyway, and David Sedaris. If you have not experienced David Sedaris, he's a satirist, and is that how you say it? Satirist. But anyway, back to my point. He actually interviewed what I thought was like this guru guy, right? Nina Farahani on neurotechnology was also really good. I'm just going to go through the whole thing. But he interviewed what I thought was like this, like guru guy. Turns out it's Jonah Hill doing this like alter ego, like kind of spoofing as this guru. And as I'm listening to it, so he's supposed to be this person that's, sort of expounder, going off on, being this like, enlightened person, but it's just like really ridiculous. And I started listening to it and I'm like, I wonder if he's kidding because he sounds so convinced of himself. Plus, he sounds exactly like Jonah Hill. So I'm just like, okay, it's just you, like probably wearing a wig or something in the studio. So that's my Jonah Hill rant. But yeah, Google what that situation is about. Of course, the woman who spoke up is taking a rash of shit. But you know what? I've talked with a lot of people. The problem is too, is like, well, speaking up, and speaking out, you're always going to get criticized for it. And certainly if you're a woman, just saying, but on the other hand too, there's some behaviors, for instance, with Miranda Sings, with this Colleen Ballinger chick. I hate the way she pronounces her name, Colleen. Doesn't that sound like colon blast? Right? I mean, anyway, she's done some stuff that's so questionable. I will say if it was a man that was doing it, girlfriend would have not been as long in the tooth with her career as she was. Speaking of teeth, look at these teethies. I'm just saying. So that's going to come soon. Podcast called Low Grade Obsessed. I have an Instagram page I set up already. So, go follow it and you'll get a crack up out of it. Do you have anything that's been going on with you want to share or talk about? Denver's a shit show this weekend. Apparently we got every single thing going on in the world. We've got the shit show that is Taylor Swift. I just read that there's seats on the floor for this concert is $12,000. $12,000. No thanks. Oh, thanks, cousin. Take a look at the Jonah Hill, Julie Andrews episode of Graham Norton. Well, listen, you had me at Graham Norton right there. Is it interesting? I will definitely watch it, cousin. Thank you. Yeah, I have very opinionated about this, and I know that she's taken a rash of shit, but there's also a lot of women that are like, speak up on it. Basically, what he did is he took the words boundaries and said, I'm going to break up with you because you She's a surfer, because I don't like that you post pictures. I don't post pictures of yourself in your bathing suit. She's a surfer. That's her brand. The fuck? Didn't like the friends she was hanging out, that she hung out with men a lot. Um, Surfer world, hello. You knew that going in, sir. And then also made some kind of comment, which now everybody's kind of turning that into this fun meme of like hot girl summer. Again, why he would not want her hanging out with Dick Haney. But the way that it was posed was if these are not meeting my boundaries, that you won't do these certain things. That's not the right way you want to say the word, sir. That's control. That's control. That's not a boundary, right? So that's just sort of the tip of the iceberg with that whole thing. Oh, Lord have mercy. Grody. Sounds long as it's been since you said that. You want to cringe because Jonah Hill is hitting on her. Oh, cousin, link me up. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, I'm a huge fan of Graham Norton. I've watched Graham Norton since it was called So Graham Norton like 20 years ago. Oh my goodness, he's hilarious. Y'all, if you haven't watched him, he is a British talk show host, and he basically just gets all of his guests just like loaded, and it's quite entertaining. Mark Wahlberg was on it once, and it was really, really drunk. It was pretty funny. Anyway, that's the Jonah Hill thing. The Miranda Sings thing is kind of interesting too. I'd say anything that you sort of, again, fall down the rabbit hole of people just being kind of garbage individuals. And I'm also fascinated, and I'll probably dive into this in the podcast too, of what is the tipping point for when someone kind of goes off the rails. Like, what is it? Like, for instance, with Elizabeth Holmes, like what was the tipping point? And I believe it was actually this interview with the Wall Street Journal reporter who was like, you know what, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm going to go get my blood taken at Walgreens. Theranos was the name of the company. And if you have not, oh, so fascinating. Plus, this woman also purposefully, now I don't have 100% proof, but do the math, purposely gets pregnant like before the trial and then before the sentencing to do some white women fragility tears to try and get people to feel sorry for her. Didn't work. Little FYI. Thank goodness. But, they basically kept going to Walgreens. And they're like, okay, if you're saying that you can use just a drop of blood to diagnose all these different things, then why is Walgreens taking 4 vials of blood? And they finally kind of broke the story on that. Ooh. Did I watch, they make it out to be funny, but you can tell Julie Enders is really not enjoying it. I'm totally going to watch that. And you know what? I love that Gina Davis came out. She wrote a book, something about being polite. I loved the title of it. It was so interesting. And she kind of blew the lid off of Bill Murray, that, he's really well known for being, pretty problematic. And they had this, Dying of Politeness was the name of the book. Do you not love that title? Gina Davis is a badass, just saying. But she kind of blew the lid off of like even like being on this interview with Bill Murray, and he made her feel like really really cringy, uh really cringy that he was, kind of hitting on her, and everybody's just kind of like going along with it, right? Oh my God, especially how many women have been through that. Yeah, if you Google Gina Davis and Bill Murray, Geena, sometimes people think it's Gina. It's pretty interesting too. I'm just saying. Back on podcasts, so Scamfluencers is one. There's another one called Infamous that I really like, and they're pretty long form too. It's by this company called Campside Media. They did this whole thing about, listen to this. Got to listen to this one. It's called Little Miss Run Amok, and it's about Judith Miller, who is the reporter for the New York Times. And now they pretty much say that her reporting is what it kind of got people to think there was WMDs, the weapons of mass destruction. Also, Google the whole Donald Rumsfeld whole thing about evidence or evidence that you can see and unseen type of thing. I don't know if you remember him going on this whole rant when they were talking about WMDs, but it's a very, very interesting 3 or 4 part series on Judith Miller. There's a whole thing about Bill Clinton and his side guy, the guy that pretty much made him like palatable again with the whole Clinton Foundation. Listen, I'm a Democrat, but I still think he's full of shit. We all know that. Don't talk to me about Hillary's emails. I don't want to fucking hear it. Let's see. There's also a whole thing. There's a bunch of fun episodes. But yeah, I'm really, really kind of obsessed. Oh, there's a whole thing about Tory Burch. She's a little bit of a garbage bell, just saying. But again, that's called Infamous. There's a thing about Dubai's missing princesses. Didn't care for it because it was like talking about how they were kidnapping these princesses. Body man, that's what it's called. Bill Clinton's body man. Now, I'd never even heard that term before, but I guess the guy in Veep that's with Christine or Julia Louis-Dreyfus's like side guy, that's called a body man. The guy that kind of like, makes sure that you stay out of the way. Did I watch the show about Theranos? So I watched everything about Theranos. I initially, and I have to thank Denise Onafree for the low grade obsession on that. She started me on that a couple years ago. I listened to the podcast that John Carreyrou, the Wall Street Journal reporter, did. He did a podcast called Bad Blood. Great title. And then he also did a podcast during the trial, and he would recap the trial each week. Super fascinating. I consumed every single thing, but I did watch the series. I like documentaries better, but I did think the series was really interesting, and the choice of actresses, and I forgot her name, but she was also in Mean Girls. She's the one that did the thing of being the reporter holding her boobs the whole time. If you're just turning in, that turtleneck, though. Hey, David Polly. The bulgy eyeballs. When somebody said, oh, she has these arresting eyes, I'm like, you mean big fucking bulgy eyeballs? What was up with that? And then that voice, that fake voice. So annoying, right? Polly, what's up? Hey, I need to talk to you about the first week of August, if there's a car available, because I'm doing the J Goot. The J Goot, I'm emceeing their event. J Goot is Just Get Out of Town. If you guys see me post every Monday, that's that travel group that I'm their live stream host every week. You have to join the group, but you can also watch it on YouTube. But if you want to start traveling again and you want to do this using points, listen, I made a mistake at Costco today because I thought that my Hilton card at Costco was going to count as groceries and I was going to get a bunch of points, and I was wrong. Let me tell you something. I drove my ass over to Costco about, I don't know, 45 minutes ago. That's why I was running a little late, and asked them to refund everything on my Hilton card and put it on my Chase Sapphire card. So that's dedication, because I was like, oh, doesn't count as groceries. I can make a lot more points on my Chase Sapphire. Nice plug. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I love those guys, and I love you. So David, who is with Automotive Media Services, you know how I drive all those cars. Those fleet cars go through his company, and he works with the car manufacturers. And you saw when I drove a bunch of really fun cars a few weeks ago, those guys were making it happen. David, post the links. He also has a local group called Reunio. He's a troublemaker. He's also really, really big into The Mandalorian. He's the Mando. Hi, Mindy. How are you? Hey, Andrew. Yes, see you in Denver. Absolutely. Yes, I'm excited. I will call you on Monday. And yes, sir, don't hide your candle under a bushel. You're not. You are kind of awesome. I love that. All right, so that's all my rants for today. Again, I'm starting a podcast called Low Grade Obsessed. It's just going to be free form, me ranting. I'm probably not even going to start a Facebook page, but there he is. Now it's a party. Hi, my love. Sending you some sugar from Palmetto. Hi, babe. We were talking about you because we always do, right? Look at Gidget's here. Say it in the Chris voice. Gidget, Gidget. He loves you. He does. I love you. We love Chris. We do. Christopher's going to be here in about he'll be on August 1st. So like 2 weeks. We got a little while to wait. And then he's going to go to the J Goot thing with me. And then we're going to go to New York. And then you're going to go back to your dad's. Yes. She is. So, and she's going to start acupuncture, right? With Dr. Kendra. If you're here in Denver and you have pets that need acupuncture, I will post the link to Dr. Kendra. Dr. Kendra was the vet for Bob Voss way back in the day. For those of you who know me for a while, my beloved Bob Voss. And so now she's doing acupuncture. And Miss New Booty over here, is a little creaky. She's on CBD, as you know, but she's a little, yeah, she's a little problematic. So we're going to get her on the CBD. I will. Yes, cousin, I will send that to you. Absolutely. Yes, I'll be there. We're going to be there from like Thursday to Monday. So we've got a long stint in Champaign. It should be good. My chair is creaky. Listen to this. Oh, hi, Wendy. Speaking of the reunion. Oh, I've known Wendy since Edison. Yes, I'm going to be there in September. I was just saying that, darling. So I'm so happy I get to see you. Yes, so we'll be there. Chris is coming with me. As you know, Chris was from Centennial and he is going to go. We're going to go to the football game on Friday night. We're going to go, hopefully. Christopher, they're going to be tailgating. The whole Central High School is going to be tailgating at the U of I game on Saturday. Oh, man, we better put our drinking pants on. Mm-hmm. All right, look it. We're going to go. I would send you a tuning fork. Well, I'll send you a tuning fork. If you want me to fork you later. Sorry. So inappropriate. Comment here and I'll send you one as soon as I find it, and then I'll leave it in a message. I think it was Lynn who wanted one and Randy. I don't know who else does, but thanks for tuning in to all my rants and listening to me talk about all the shit I love. If you have any links to something you want me to read or post or promote, please let me know. Bye, cousin. I love you, and I love you all. It was good to see you. Sorry it took me so long to do a live stream. I promise it won't be that long next time, right? I just like to make sure I do that when Gidget is here. All right. Yeah. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Thank you. Bye. See you next time.